When I was growing up as a young child, on a Saturday, my grandmother, she would sell food and from home and not from her stall down in the straw market. So she would get up and cook and bake the same way. But on Saturday, she would not really go too much by the straw market. She'll sell from her home. And some she will send to the straw market with maybe someone she trusts to sell there. But the food that she sell from home, it was monies that were donated to help that one child in the community that went off to college. You see, when a child is smart enough that the society, meaning the community, the immediate community, the parent will let the community know the child this do this and that and the next, and they'll try to send the child off to college. A community raised the child back then, because when that child go off to college, every little poor household will have something going on that they will try to sell to make money and donate to the well-being of that vehement child that is off to school, whether for books, whether for food, whether for tuition, housing, clothing, whatever the child needs while they off to school, because the parent could not do it alone. And even though they had ASU back then, it wasn't nothing to really say to have to hold. Too much people could have gone no ASU because you really had to have a job. And a lot of the mothers especially were stay-home mothers. And then a lot of them were actually became single because a lot of the fathers never came home. And so it took the community to raise that child to say, we all gonna fight for this child to go to college. I know of a particular case where they did that. The sad thing about this case was, though, when that person came back from college and they made a name for themselves, you know, the rule of thumb is what no one have to tell you. You reach back and help somebody the same way they help you. That's how others get a chance, just like you. But unfortunately, this particular person, they never looked back. They became so highfalutin and so bougie. The worst thing you could do was fool with mama and papa their money. Let's put it that way. That's the worst thing you could do. And thank God don't see. Yeah, you might reign high for a while, and of course, when I talk about reigning high, you should see the cars and the travels and the this and that. They pass and won't even speak to the same person, but give their last for them to go off to college. I am taking you, this is a true story. You know I don't call no name, no summons, no beliefs. But let me tell you something. Oh, how the mighty fall. You don't play with mama and papa their money. This place was living so large. You heard me, so large. Y'all understand the term so large. The biggest time home. The biggest time car. Cars with behemoths out you ever see. Back in the day. And they will come to the same area they grew up in. I wouldn't even say hello to the same people would give their last to sell their food and stuff for this person that have gone to college. And I always ask the question, wow, how big is God? I ask that question a lot of time because I'm in awe. I'm in awe because guess what? They reigned for so long, living high on that horse. And like how God strike the tower of Balaam down, just how God strike him down. Strike him right down. You ever see somebody who used to have in houses and cars come down to having nothing? They have the big time posts and the big time everything, making the big time money. Forget the people who put them where they are. Never even reach back to say, let me help another poor child like how they helped me. Never even contribute to say, let me send this to charity to help and able, because that's what you do. It's like a payback. That's what you do. As I was growing up and I reached a certain age and I looked around and analyzed, I'm very analytic, I realized how much everything about our lifestyle have been changing. This particular person came to the point where they end up homeless. Mind you, they had their own big time office with all kind of people working for them. You heard me, all kind. But the Bible do tell you fool and money don't last, eh? Fool and money don't last, eh? If the Bible don't tell you exactly like that, that's what we interpret it to be, eh? So, I am telling you, after all of that, you come down to being homeless, at a crucial time in your life when you should really have had a home because you're getting over the hill now. You just got to be careful, children. You know, when I had a neighbor years ago, the person was going to a foreign country with nobody I know personally ever went to have hands-on training in a big-time place. You know how serious that is? Everyone was so proud. Everyone in the neighborhood get together and come and give them one little envelope in their hand. Because they know that he can need it. Little envelope. And pat him and hug him and kiss him. And made an announcement. You know, he's going off to so-and-so. He's going to do so-and-so. They made a big announcement. So if you was in your house, you had to come out because they want everyone to see he's leaving now. He's leaving to go and he's going to be there. So you got to come out. And so even though it's no relative of yours, and you mightn't even know them at the time that well, you was happy to see that they was happy to know, because they see it as a bright light in their family. And then people do for you to be able to train and to do this and that, and you come back and you do fool. You do foolishness. Children, that's not how you show your appreciation. And God always gets you. That ain't how you show your appreciation, because that person too, sleeping from pillar to post. God is bringing you down to nothing. You must. It's your duty. No one have to tell you that. That when others then clump together to send you to this place, it's your duty to extend your hand to help someone else, or to remain steadfast. Everybody riding on you to be this stellar person in society, and you come back here, act stellar for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or even a few years, and then drop the ball. That's a great disappointment. A great disappointment. Now, if you didn't take the opportunity and gone, They weren't being looking for this great response back. You understand me? But you took the opportunity. So if you is the one in the family that everyone then clamp together, or neighbors then clamp together and give you their last so you can have a better life and this and that. You know, if you have a duty to make yourself someone in society that people will look up to, and you also have a duty to always try to reach back to help somebody how they help you. No one should have to tell you that. But a lot of people, they talk, sip, and behind back. Stop talking. That's why I have my channel. They can watch it and they can hear it. You should have look back and keep your eyes focused. Keep God as the center of your life. And you would have been where you needed to be to do what you needed to do. Too much of our men has dropped the ball. Too much of our men. In each of those cases, they were men. Because, baby, they tried to push them, you see. They are the light in the darkness. And then you can drop the lantern and cause it to be complete darkness when you should have been shining bright like a diamond. No, you have a duty after all of that to prove yourself worthy. Prove yourself worthy. And you have a duty to reach back. Okay? And that is what they were afraid to tell some of them. But they needed to hear it. You have a duty. No one should have to tell you. No one should have to tell you. Your ma didn't do it by herself. If people didn't smile on you, you wouldn't have been able to have done it. And in both incidents, believe it or not, Sharon, the two different incidents, two people who don't even know each other remotely, the two of those persons end up in a homeless situation after years of being on top of their ground and having this highfalutin attitude as if they got there by themselves, forgetting who helped get them where they need to go. And there is a saying, judge your attitude could create your altitude. So it could carry you up or it could bring you down. All right? And the way a man think it, you know, ain't a woman or set of people don't have to be behind you when you're in a certain age to say, oh, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. In fact, one or two of the persons I understood did approach them when I did a follow-up years ago. I said, well, why did you all ask this person? Sent you back and you're successful now. Why don't hire, since you have big time company, why don't hire one or two of the poor children from the same neighborhood you come? Not them. They hire people from the highfalutin neighborhood. They want living. They forget where they come from. They never hire no one from the neighborhood they come from. When they pass through the neighborhood they come from, they pass with the car screw up, speeding, almost want to knock you on the side of the road because they is the big bow there. That's what they call it. They is the big bow there. So we gotta be careful how we see things and do things in life. Because in some instances, whether we like it or not, it don't have to be spoken. It don't have to be told to us. It's just common sense and a common reaction that you have a duty to reach back. You have a duty to even say, if only thank you, and not pass and play like you don't know the person. They never did nothing for you. You're glad. As if No, you have a duty. And because you didn't correct your duties, God has stepped in and corrected for you. So we don't want all of our, especially young men, our young girls are doing quite fine, a lot of them. So we need our young men even more the way society is becoming so a little unbalanced. And so we don't want them to have this ingrate attitude. When somebody has helped reach down to get you to the level that you need to be, you need to always reach back and do not forget where you came from. You don't have to spend your life around it. But you always have to be grateful, full of gratitude that you had the opportunity, because it's that one bright light they put everything behind. They don't put it behind everybody. So if you happen to be the lucky one, you have a duty, yes, to look back. All right? Oh, what's she talking about? It's so easy to know what I'm talking about if you're intelligent enough. There are too much of our children, and they think it's cute. You will do a million things to help them on their way, whether the society, whether the parents. And when they come back, they think they're too good or too bougie. You know? When sense behaving trying to show their parents an old folks home. Huh? You take care of who take care of you. Now if they didn't take care of you, then we could say without shame, then maybe you might have a legitimate reason why you didn't step up. You know what I'm saying? But if they take care of you, how you could not take care of them? Something wrong with you. That's what's going on. Some of us become so selfish, so self-centered. You know, it's embarrassing. You know, and so you need to check that. You need to check that. Some of y'all went to school on your Palma retirement money. The people suffer through retirement because you don't want to give them nothing back. And you're making all the coins now. It's ridiculous. And you're playing this and that. It's ridiculous. That's why they say, how you living? How are you living? That's the key word. Over and out.